Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in.
AM 1030, KVOI, Tucson's intelligent voice.
Wow.
Don't fence me in.
You're talking about those fences. I don't need no fences here. Yeah.
I like that. I don't need those stinking badges either. 7:24 in the morning. Chris and Joe, it's the Wake Up Tucson show. Joe, we wrote a column in the Inside Tucson Business called Welcome to Marana, the City of Tomorrow. And for you people, some of you gypsies on 4th Avenue, there's a town just north of kind of Orange Grove, kind of right north of Chuck's Dumps Fest over there by the Missions. It's called Marana. And they kind of got some things going on there. Mm-hmm. So let's go to the Wake Up Tucson hotline. We got Councilwoman Roxanne Ziegler. Roxy, what's going on, girl?
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me on, and also for that great article you wrote, Welcome to Marana, City of Tomorrow.
And really, part of what we do is we watch this stuff at so many different levels, and we get to know you guys. We get to know who's leading things and where the business community is and where the bureaucrat is. And every time we're around you guys and we're in that, we watch what you do. It's like, okay, they got a plan. They're executing their plan. They're staying consistent, and it's just happening. So, Roxanne, good. Keep it up.
Thank you. And we plan to do that. Our strategic plan is got that out there now to be vetted through our community. We're updating it, and we'll be having public hearings and having folks coming in and looking at it. So it's going through a little rewrite.
Yeah, and it's cultural heritage. It's quality of life issues. It's public safety. It's economic development. I mean, it's the basics of the basic building blocks of a community.
It is, and it drives us on everything that we do in Marana. We always go back and say, is this in the plan? If it's not, the next time around, maybe we should put it in the plan. Or sometimes we take things out that aren't working. So, yes, we are...
Yeah.
Finally, we're starting to come into our own. I think a lot of it has to do with Gilbert Davidson. I think you both know him, and his leadership in the town of Marana.
And Gilbert has quite a history. He was a student council at the University of Arizona, worked under Joel Valdez at the city for a little while, and then has moved up and is now the city manager in Marana. Roxanne, one of the big things that was a big monumental movement for you guys was January 1st or 3rd, you took over control of the wastewater, and that fight has been chronicled and dialogued. You've opinioned on it in the papers. And tell us how big of a deal that is or what that means to you guys.
I'll tell you what, it's a huge deal for us. It's a huge deal for our town and our citizens. We, January 3rd, it was monumental for us. Mm-hmm. We, after a 5.5-year fight with the Pima County Board of Supervisors and the Administrator Chuck Huckleberry, we did prevail. And we did take over. We are now the proud owners of a wastewater facility.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You smell wonderful.
Yeah, congrats. No smell. That's what we want.
Up there, we took a tour, and I'm thinking, what is that smell? But you know what it was? It's the dairy farm.
A good smell.
Yeah, so we took a tour. We've got people up there now running it, and there's on site. They'll be there for a while. Unfortunately, when we were touring, we saw a couple of, what do you want to call it, a couple of very rude remarks written on some of the equipment in small, but in pencil or pen. But believe me, it was, F you, Marana.
This is the Pima folks?
Yes. Okay.
Was Jeff Rogers up there running that?
It's not very civil, Chris. Stop it.
Sorry.
So, but we're so vindicated. Everything that we fought for is there. We still need to get 2 permits. Those permits are being worked now. We've got the help of the president up in the Senate helping us get them. We're working with ADEQ. Basically, the permits really should go with the wastewater. It's like when you buy a car, you get the tires. Mm-hmm. With this facility, we should have gotten a permit.
And that was one of the hurdles that it already had a permit, but they weren't going to renew it or something if it left to you guys. And why this is so important, in order to do any kind of anything, in order to build anything that involves anything, you have to have a 100-year assured water supply. So the developer or the person that's building the thing has to identify the water coming in, the water going out, and credits back and forth and how that works. And the county, what that did is it allowed the person that owns the wastewater pipeline out of there, the county, a lot of say in what got done where and how much. And we have talked to both Mayor Ed and some of the folks in Marana that was being used as a political tool to tell some folks, hey, you can't build this hotel project because we're not going to give you the sewer. But it wouldn't be blatant like that. It'd be potentially. We may not be able to provide you sewer, and that would cause the project just to stop and not. So essentially, and I think we wrote this in our column, Chris, there's no need to go south of into County Tucson at all to get anything done anymore when you try to get open and do your permitting, except if you're a restaurant, you got to go through Pima Health Code. Other than that, you're fully autonomous and can deal just with the development services folks in Marana.
Yes, we're trying to slowly divorce ourselves. County, now we're working with Pinal County. Oh my God, what a difference! What a difference! We are up talking to them about this new the switching yard that will be going on up near Picacho Peak. And
how's that looking? Is that looking like it's coming along pretty well?
It is. It's got a lot of interest. It's going to be a lot of work, but the people are talking about it. The legislature's on board. Pima County officials came down last week and spoke to us. They're planning.
You mean Pinal County? You said Pima, but
right. Oh God, yeah.
It's a bad habit. I got it.
Pinal County came down, gave us a nice presentation, and they were very nice to work with.
And for the listeners, let me bring them up to speed. Union Pacific is talking about a $50 million project, which would be up in right around Gila Bend, right? Is that where it's going to be? Picacho Peak. And what they would want to do is remove the freight out of California quickly off the trains and have a big switchyard where all that freight is redistributed in southern Arizona, where it's a lot less expensive, a lot more open land, a lot less regulation than California. So we happen to be in the epicenter of that, and it's going to be right in your wheelhouse with Pinal Air Park for the airlift. You're going to have the train switching yard. It's going to be a very big economic boost to that region.
It will, and you had mentioned about our business development center, which just opened. I think Thelma from the Explorer talked about it.
Yep.
Proud of that. It's all to make business easier in the town of Marana. Again, we're open for business. Pima or the city of Tucson might not be, but we're doing everything we can to help our community and our businesses come back on board after, this recession's getting a little better. Mm-hmm. We did well. Our sales tax are up. And what we did was kind of turn around and give that back a little bit in the way of we had to take from our police officers, we had to take their cars that they drove home with it, and we had to take some allowance for their uniforms. Well, as things are getting better, we're starting to give that back. So that live in the town of Marana can have their cars. They've got all their uniform allowance back. That's what we're trying to do for our.
And that's important. If there's a emergency, then they're able to go right to the scene from their home. That's why that happens.
Absolutely.
Now, here's one last thing before we go to break, and hold on. You can hold on for another break or two, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We got Roxanne Ziegler on the line. She's a Marana councilwoman. The big thing for me when you talk about Pinal County, difference between Pinal and Pima, you talk about the difference between Marana and Tucson.
Yep.
It goes back to one of our basic things we've said on this show before. Do you live to serve or be served?
Yeah, and we're living to serve up here. We're public. When I put my hand up and took the oath, I work for the people of Marana, and I'm not that big. I have to tell you, the word regionalism, I think, was just pounded into all of us. And
actually, hold on to the regionalism, because we're going to cover that next segment. We got a few things we're going to go through with a trio discussion, a couple of things like that.
I love trio.
Now, here's the other thing too. Is the other thing about Marana that's different when their employees volunteered to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
To keep job losses from happening and that type of thing.
They sure did.
If you did that in the Tucson, the people would be running around downtown with their hair on fire.
Yeah. Instead of being Tucson, meet yourself, I think they need to go to Tucson Fix Yourself.
That's not bad. So, hey, Roxanne, hold on for 2 seconds. 790-2040 is the number if you want to get on the phone with Roxanne Ziegler, Marana Councilwoman, 790-2040. We're going to walk through the article a little bit, and then we're going to talk about, with Pima County Supervisor races coming up this November, how a change there helps communities like Marana, Oro Valley, Sarita, Vale get better.
Biggest election we got in the next decade, folks.
Wake up, Tucson. You're on 1030 KVOI, The Voice.
Chris and Joe are pulling back the curtain on Tucson's little secrets. Mornings 6 to 8. Wake up, Tucson, on 1030 KVOI, The Voice.